Aloha. Welcome to Music Monday Moment. Tell you what, last couple weeks we've been just going over some things like how to play a scale, what a chord is, how to feel out your instrument. At this point with this series, we're going to go over the last couple things that we did and pancake those ideas so you can start using them in your playing. So what we have here is the ukulele on all instruments. On all instruments that we have, it's a great idea to warm up. The way I warm up is with something I like to call spider exercises. They're nothing more than using a first finger or a pick going down, up, down, up, down, up in an eighth note alternating fashion, where you're playing one note on the fretboard, not on the metal, not on the nut, but right in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, using the tip top of the fingers. These are pointy notes. They could be flat, but this time we're just doing these pointy notes, and we're gonna work it all the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want your brain, if you're at this point, you could say like G sharp A sharp B, C sharp D, D sharp E, F sharp G, G sharp, A sharp B, B sharp, I know, C sharp. Go through the process of just knowing what your first ones are. When you go up to the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10, 11, 12, 9, 10, 11, 12, what you'll notice is those are all your 12 minor seconds. So when you do 3 groupings of 4, you get all the way to the octave note on a single string going vertically. When we go horizontally, we talk about on our instrument finding a do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. We talk about it in the key of C because there's no sharps and flats. I don't have to say C, D, E flat. I have C, D, E. They're all natural notes, no sharps, no flats. So when we go through the process of taking in any key on any instrument, the idea is to start doing intervals. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This process allows you to feel the individual notations with the rhythms, and it's set up with this system for spider exercises that keeps your fingers on 4 frets and has a 1 finger extension. If you do that with every fret, you'll find yourself not trying to shoot fish in a barrel. You'll actually find yourself knowing where these notes are for your major and minor. The reason why we do these lesson episodes that are kind of quick that talk about scales is so we could set a foundation and have a vocabulary together. So if you're already on this one and you're super lost, go all the way back to the first one, watch them through. It'll talk about being able to just do the spider exercises and teeter-totters. So spider exercises warm us up. I've already done a couple this morning, so I'm pretty warmed up right now. And what we're gonna do is talk about the next exercise. Teeter-totters. If I had a G major, which is taking my first finger, playing it on the 2nd fret of the lowest string, the C string, and then the highest string over here, except for the G string, on the A string furthest away from your nose, you're gonna play that B. Now the B is gonna be on the same fret, 2nd fret. I like to call these bookends, because just like books sitting on a shelf, you could put 2 of these on both sides, and everything in between is gonna be kept in there. What I like to do is then wrap my 3rd finger. So 1st finger on the 2nd fret on the C string, 2nd finger up top on the A string, and then wrap that 3rd finger around, play that high G open, and you get a G major. Now it's a D major on the blanked out on the guitar, and then on a couple of instruments you will also get that triangle shape. These shapes come in the fashion of how instruments are tuned and where their strings lie in intervals. We could go into that in a whole different video, but for this video I want to do a quick recap. Spider exercises, get the fingers going. You don't have to do them 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I like personally like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 3, 2, 1. It challenges the brain to remember what you did. And then you can replicate it, play that backwards, play it in pairs. The idea is you're focusing on doing different things randomly, so when you are playing, doing like it, you can pull out the notes that you know. So here we go. One of the exercises that we did here on Mondays was for Ionian modes, for a major scale. Now that is going to be a whole step, C to D, D to E, which is another whole step, E to F, which is a half step, F to G, which is a whole step, G to A, which is a whole step, A to B, which is a whole step, and then a half step from B to C. So what we have is a half step at our 3rd to 4th, and a half step from our 7th to our 1, or our 8, our resolution. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's vertical. If you go horizontal, we'd have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Does the same thing. The second mode we talked about was derived from that. The idea, Ionian is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. When I want Dorian, I just play the 2 first. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. That phrasing gives me a D minor with a D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. So in the key of C major, we can only have D Dorian. Thusly, the next mode would be E Phrygian. And what this does, if you're asking the question, how, why, what is this for? It's moving the intervals so the ear hears the relative of that chord. For an E minor in the key of C major would be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Well, that minor third, when we're playing a groove like, let's say, a 2, 3, 1 progression, D minor, E minor, C. So in the D minor, I could play Dorian, and in the E minor, I could play Phrygian. So all the notes I hit were all in the key of C major. However, it was case specific to the mode to give it a little flavor. The flavor that comes from that mode, quite literally, is the E to the F, which is the half step. So in Phrygian, that says that it's not a whole step or a half step. It's just that weird next microtone that's right next to it, that minor second. So when we go E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, we're still playing all natural notes. There were no sharps, there were no flats. Which brings us to today's mode, Lydian. I love Lydian. Lydian is the lightest of all of the modes. Meaning, when we play do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, the way to make that a little happier, a little airier, a little lighter, is to raise the fourth. Now, this is a great one to talk about because when we talk about modes in a major scale, in the key of C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, there are 3 major chords, the 1, the 4, and the 5. There are 3 minor chords, the 2, the 3, and the 6, and then that one funky diminished. Now, I love the diminished because the diminished to me are nothing more than 5 chords played as a dominant. For those of you who know this concept, C major to D minor is a 1 to 2. E minor is the minor third, F is the major fourth, and then when I get to the 5th, that's my 5th. Notice how when I play a G major, move my root from the G to an F sharp, I get a G major 7, which is nice and airy, and then I get a G7, which a G7 is the same thing as a B diminished, okay? At least on this instrument right here, because we have only 4 strings. So when we're playing this and we play that G7, we quite literally play it in B diminished, but I cannot say, because I do not repeat things twice when talking to you, C, D, E, F, G, A, G7, C. It would be silly to say G twice. Therefore, we call it B diminished. That third going to the 4th is a half step. So when I get to F major, if I play all the notes in C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. If I play all those and I start from F, what happens is over F, I get a raised 4th. Now in the key of F, the 4th is a flat. It's the only flat in F. F major, G minor, A minor, B flat major. So what happens, rather than playing a B flat major, I'm playing a B over the top. So I have a F, G, A, B. Hear how that's a little different than do, re, mi, fa, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's Ionian. Lydian is do, re, mi, fa. Hear how that raised note goes there? There's a lot of different videos online that'll talk about this, a lot of reference to Simpsons. Listen to that song and then check out a couple other videos online that'll tune you in to what Lydian can actually be. If you want a classic example, try just jamming on a 2 chord. C major to F major. Record yourself or just find a backing track online or play over this. I'll stop talking for a second. I would have a melody. That's derived out of that C major. But if I raise that F to an F sharp, when I change my key from C, or my chord at least, to F, I can keep with it. having that F sharp in there, it works over the top of the F major very, very well because it is moving that raised fourth. Why? That note, do, re, mi, fa, so, is not in the key of C, F sharp, but F is. So that raised fourth that is derived out of there gives the appearance and the feeling of less tension, thusly making it a little lighter for the ears. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you dig what's going on here, please like and subscribe. If you want more content, give an idea of what you'd like to see. The modes, the scales that are derived out of this will change, but they are always overgoing. You can take a Lydian mode and then you can play a different type of mode from that by changing its first note. So we get other ideas of what to play over our chord progressions. Thanks for being here today. Aloha.